Hello everybody, it's the Lawn Gnome. Welcome back. I'm hoping that you're all doing well. Happy New Year, it's great to see you. I'm here out of a bit of inspiration. Based on the last video that I put up on my channel, I really went into a deep discussion as to what was going to be the future of this channel. But only briefly did I touch upon what was going to be the future of the person that's a part of the channel, aka the Lawn Gnome, myself, Steve. So I thought that today would be a really good opportunity to give you a little bit of an understanding and a taste of what's going to actually happen to me. So if you are a long-time watcher of my channel, you probably noticed that when I was getting to the point where I was going to start recreating my channel and changing my whole format around, that it was 2019 when I finally started coming to you guys on my monthly updates and started featuring something that you hadn't seen before here, and that was the fact that I had gotten back into reading comic books. It was something that I did when I was a little bit younger, and back in 1996, that was the last comic book that I actually read and purchased. And I always said to myself that there was going to be a day that I was going to probably revisit comic books, because I knew that there were going to be a lot of stories that were coming out that I had missed and wanted to check out. And at the same time, being the age that I was with the income that I had, I was probably going to finally have the opportunity to read some of those truly great iconic stories from the 70s and 80s. So I got back into getting comic books, and it started with one short box and a long box filled with comics. And now, looking at my collection 5 years later, I have 20 plus boxes with no buyer's remorse. So the other thing that a lot of people noticed when I started talking about comics on my channel and what I was reading and the pictures that I was posting of what I was reading on my Twitter feed, you all were saying in the comments that we're noticing a new life. We're seeing a whole new person, someone who is truly passionate and excited again, because of the fact that it was something that people were noticing was not really showing up on my channel for the last couple of months. And that is very true. Comic books was definitely something that filled a void, because you guys know I'm a big collector of things in physical media. And with all the things that I was collecting, whether it was CDs or DVDs or Funko Pops, I wasn't really collecting as fast as I used to, because I was pretty much getting everything that I wanted and very happy with what I had. So the purchases were starting to diminish. So I needed something to fill that void, and more importantly, just finally get back into something that I knew I should have gotten back into a long time ago. And I'm glad that I started reading comics when I did, because I never would have imagined that the year after I started collecting again, we would be in the midst of a pandemic, and having all of those comic books was pretty much my saving grace. And then when things were starting to get a little bit better and we're starting to emerge out of the pandemic, that was when I decided to take a chance and say, well, I've been reading a lot of stuff that I needed to catch up on, and a couple of great things that I'm finally reading, but maybe it is time to finally start taking a look at what's coming out now, see what my favorite characters are up to, maybe venture down some brand new paths and look at all of these indie companies that I've never heard of or seen before. So I went to a local comic book store and started building pull lists, and now, 5 years later, I'm not buying everything and anything. I know what I like, I know which writers I like, I know which artists I like, and what stories and characters I like. I'm willing to invest in a series, I'm willing to jump off of a series when I feel the need to, because I'm just not interested in what's happening, and that's pretty much where I stand right now. But of course, when I reformatted my channel, I started bringing some comic book related videos to my channel, and due to the fact that a lot of people saw and enjoyed those, it turned out that I realized there were so many other people that I know that love things like comic books, but also things like manga and anime and the superhero movies, because when I got back into comics, that was also when the MCU and the DCEU and the comic book movie was blowing up. So it was a perfect storm to really get back into all of this. So it turned out that this was something that needed to be its own entity, and thus That's Comical was born. I have 4 great colleagues who are part of this channel: Shay from Shay Geeks Out, April from April Sarah, and my friends Cami, and Andy. And what I love so much is the fact that it's a nice, diverse, eclectic mix of people. People who are currently content creators, people who have been content creators, who are not anymore, people who have never been content creators here at all, but love YouTube and love talking to people about great things. And that's why I'm here today. I'm here to tell you guys that you should check out That's Comical, and you should take a look at what this channel has to offer, because the comic book community and the manga community is exploding right now. There's so many different kinds of people and there's so many different kinds of content, but the problem is these things can be very intimidating for so many people because there's a vast amount of stuff in all of these mediums and not many people really know where to start. But we want to be that casual entry point. I don't care if you've never picked up a comic book in your life. I don't care if you've never watched an anime in your life. We want you to check out this channel because we believe that you're going to see great people just having a good time talking about their passions. And who knows, it might end up being something that you might enjoy as well. We have a lot of different kinds of videos on our channel, everything from talking about iconic stories, characters, creators, comparisons, and we have even started inviting people to join us on these conversations. Some of these people are from completely different areas of YouTube. And some of these people are people who have been trying to get into these mediums but never had the opportunity. Or some of them are extremely familiar with these things and just want a way to provide their own personal opinions because they're not finding the room on their own personal channels, particularly if they're content creators. So that's what That's Comical is all about, guys. I really would like to let you know that 2024 is hopefully going to be a great year. This channel has been up for about 3 years now, but there has been a lot of good things all around and challenges that are easily able to be overcome. But at the end of the day, we're all going to be back on That's Comical, and we're going to do our very best to try and bring content to you guys. And what we want is to just invite you in and let you stick around for a little while and just have a good time listening to the people here. If you've been a fan of mine, and if you've been a watcher of mine over here on the Lawn Gnome for so many years, I'd like you to go check out That's Comical and see what's already up there. And hopefully, we will see you checking out our future videos and leaving comments and feedback, and maybe one day you'll actually be on our channel. But in the meantime, everybody, thank you very much. Hope that the rest of the year treats you well, and I'll see you in the next one.